So yeah, it might be a little longer before I can get that to go, but I'll get it going. Don't worry. The thing is, a few things to note as well about this game project. It took me forever. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a game. Say, apparently Doom is missing, but that's okay. Now, this game ain't got nothing on it, so what I'm gonna do is, see that's how you can bring that up. One thing that's missing here, how to exit. The unfortunate thing is the only way to exit is like this, and that's it. So that's about it. I don't really understand it, but at least I got to where I can finally do save states and stuff if I need them, because I'm gonna need them for everything I run. You know, pretty much. It just depends on what it is. You know what I'm saying? So basically, anyway, there's a few shows that have left you with me. Well, actually, there's been a lot of them in history, but I never really thought about them. And that's not what I'm going to talk about in this episode. And before I get into that, I am going to, for the 200th episode, I am actually going to put myself on camera. Oh boy, like that's anything new. The thing that new is that you haven't seen me in so long. So yes, I am going to be on camera. It's not because I'm trying to do a face reveal or anything like that. It's just because, what the hell, why not? I don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about. I have nothing really specially planned, but that's, other than me putting myself on camera. Even though it's been a long, long time and several freaking years since I've actually put myself on camera. Yeah. As a matter of fact, let's see. I hope I haven't actually reached 200 yet. So let's see here. No, we're good. I actually had to delete a couple because I'm not sure which ones those were. Yeah, I don't like to make rambling videos, but sometimes it happens, for whatever reason. And that's the thing. Yeah. It's coming. I just gotta work on getting the damn thing, because here's what happened. Okay. When I went to go to get it from CoolROM, this is what it shows. Pay no mind to what that is because well, you might as well know. Yes, this is what it is. I can't hide that forever. But the thing is that even with V1.1, you'll never guess what it is. Final Fantasy V. So if I go over here, which by the way, I don't like the fact that this thing does not have a back button. I hate that. Even if you push the up arrow, it takes you all the way back to the beginning, like before you even got onto the website. So let's go to yeah, whatever, crypto. Okay, so I've never had this website do this to me before. Now, here's the thing. I'm not gonna bother to download it right now, but you know what? I might as well while I'm waiting on it. Okay, so let's see. Final Fantasy V, which is part of the anthology. I thought the Chronicles were with V or something. I don't know. But Yeah, let's go to here. It doesn't really matter which one you push on. I don't really understand what the difference between the two versions are. But see, look at that. That's what it says right there for the images for Final Fantasy V. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I download this, if I download it, and it comes up as Final Fantasy V, I'm going to be highly freaking pissed. Because I want what I want. Not that I don't like the game. It ain't that. It's just like, alright, it's like saying, well, you want Pokemon. Okay, and it literally says it's Pokemon, right? Just for example. Alright. And what you're getting, even though it shows images, all those stuff, by the time you're done, it says you'll load it up with whatever deal, or if you bought it from a store, even though the title says whatever and it's got a false image on it, it might say it's Mega Man. Are you freaking kidding me? You pay money to get Mega Man when you were paying, when you were actually trying to pay for was Pokemon. It's not really the point of whether or not that's what you wanted. I mean, you specifically, but it's the point of whatever the game you're trying to get, and that's what you. Okay, I say that's what you really. Let's just say for argument's sake, you did want that. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is, but it does matter what as far as like what you're trying to get, and it's giving you a false game. It's like when people put hacks and stuff on there and make it so irretrievably not good to play. Hacks are not the best in the world unless you can get a stable, smooth version of it. That's the one thing about hacks. You know. But yeah, so anyway, the two shows I got questions about is I mean you have to suspect and expect it might be Lucy or Nayu. It ain't gonna be like just like Nayu or just Lucy. You ain't never gonna know because the way they ended the show. This is important. I'm sorry. Let me start that right there. Elfin lead. That's how you say it. You almost when you first put it up. You might want to say Elfin lied because literally that is how it is spelled. But no, that's not it. It's Elfin lead. You would technically think it would be Lead, but no, of course not. It's gonna be Lied, like they lied for whatever reason. And there was a movie to it, and I know for a fact it was. It even had live action, whatever for whatever dumb reason. That show was not just sad, but it was so horrific. I am not fucking kidding. There was so much fucking nudity in that show. I wouldn't even without the damn bloody blood, guts, and glory they had in that show. I still wouldn't recommend that for kids. Seriously, I wouldn't. But the fact is, even though it had both, and it's just not one of those things. It's not all for all audiences. It's not for the entire family to watch. I don't give a damn who you are. It's right downright fucking disturbing. And the thing of it is that with it, it has brought so many images on the web, and it's not even the purpose of the show. Why, little. Alright. Should I bet the kitty? Alright. So anyway, and the thing is, the show is just so repugnant. And it's a good show to me, and it's not because of what's going on in it and everything. It's because of what's happening. Yeah, I misplay. Yeah, you want to play now when I'm not in the mood, huh? 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 Yeah. 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 Alright. So anyway. Um yeah, I mean, it's so freaking nuts. What it is that before they get into the last scene, they actually have her go back and get shot at. And she loses her other ear. Or excuse me, her horn or double horn or whatever you want to call it. I forget what they call it, but it's extra ears or something. And I'm gonna just tell you right now, the premise is based on what's going on. I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna spoil it too much for you, but I definitely guarantee you. I suggest that you wait till you're an adult, at least adult age of 18 or older, or at least until you're mature enough to watch it. Not where you get grossed out by stuff like that, because it's not for the faint of heart. Let me tell you right now, that show is not for the faint of heart. Because if it was, man, oh man. Honestly, even for a guy who can stand it, I don't really much care for blood. Will you stop? Stop it. Grab it. You just want to play. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Anyway. But, I mean, again, this show has so much wrong with it. And a lot of it is pretty good, but it's just not good for a setup. Like, literally speaking, it's another one of those, who's the good guy and bad guy? It's ultimately, in this show, it's actually Lucy, and she's, even though she's still sort of a bad guy. Makes no damn sense, but that's just the way it is. I would say, in terms of versus Death Note, you want to know, it's definitely not Death Note. I mean, Death Note, all the way up to the end, it was always, who the hell is the good guy? Is it L? Is it the cops? Or is it Kira? Or Light Yagami? You never know. With this show, you actually freaking know who it is. It starts out always as she's killing people. She actually was innocent when she was a child. Thing is she got sick, and just watch it for yourself. If you want to know for more. But it's still, and make damn sure you're an adult or mature enough to to not get freaked out by nudity and blood. Oh my God, God, the way that the blood comes out, trust me, you'll want to be like that. Which brings upon the next show. Now, the next show has a lot of different questions, and I can't think of one of them, one of the names on the show, because she wasn't on there very long. Quite a few. Anyway, the name of the show is Kanon. With Kanon, and yeah, it's actually spelled with a small K. I don't know why. Don't care. But when I first saw it, it was spelled with a capital K. I don't know. But either way, you'll find it, and believe me, when it shows up or pops up when you search for it, it'll be a small K, no capitals to it. Anyway, so moving on. This show has no nudity that I'm aware of, but I still wouldn't recommend it for the entire family for lots of different reasons. Now, only for a few reasons, but it's not as bad as Openly. Let me tell you, God. The thing is, it leaves you with so many damn questions. Like, okay, what was the deal with this one chick that came along? Like, I guess I didn't think about this one, but I guess what was the deal of what the point was her being this box that It's kind of a reference to Rain. What was Rain? I mean, when they put a spell on humans. The only difference is I don't think they're really entwined to each other because it's just a fox. And they've had with this one girl. She goes through that and she goes, "Don't make me a part of this ever again." After they talk a few times, with this one character that's actually been there for it was only like 7 years ago, basically when he was a kid. Now, I'm not gonna get all to the details because I don't want to spoil it too much for you. But yeah, this kid forgets all because of an incident that happened many, many moons ago, which was when he was, I guess, 7 years old. I don't know. The day before he had to leave. But anyway, I know more about it. Watch the show on Fun Animation while it's still there. I haven't. The day that they put it on High Dive would be pretty cool. But in the meantime, uh, High Dive. God. What was I? Oh, right, Kenna. Why is it that we never get to see her again? What was her role in the show? Why was there? It's like she was a damn guiding post. That's it. The fact that she was barely there made no damn sense. And I forget what else questions I had, but I mean, like, what was the deal with, you know, these characters happen to not be on there for a while there, even though that they were in the hospital. I mean, for quite a while there, they were left in the hospital, yeah, because of the incidents that went on. But the fact is, I guess they weren't that relevant. I mean, even the aunt, which is, you know, Yuichi's aunt, that's the main character of the show. She, by the time that we get to see him, by we the viewers, is when he's an adult already. You know, he's got to go to school though, for some reason or another. Anyway, moving on. Uh, and then we had to see him as a kid. Well, I don't know. Eventually, he remembers. He remembers some things here and there as the show goes on. But then eventually, to wrap it all up, he eventually happens to remember even what happened many moons ago when this little bunny showed up. But it wasn't anything until after his cousin found it. It's a female, yes. And yes, she was apparently in love with him. Is that surprising? Shouldn't be. To be fair, going back to the elephant lead, they put it off on and off like this one woman was not a cousin, but she was. And even though that the main character of the show that was very traumatized by the same woman who got traumatized herself because of what happened to her before she became a bloody, violent tyrant, and that was because these kids she was going to school with actually sat there and beat a puppy to death. A puppy. I remember what I said was gruesome. Yeah, well, I'm gonna spoil that for you. That's what turned her. Was that whole damn shit. Even though that she found solace in one guy. Even though she murdered his family. Killing and murder are the same damn thing. I hate to tell you that, but it is. So, anyway, moving on. Yeah, I mean, literally, the main guy. Well, not really his family, but like two-thirds of his family. His sister got killed by her, and his father when he was a kid. You know, crazy, ain't it? turn of events is that even though that he kissed his own damn cousin, which makes no sense, but what do you expect when you get a cruel world like that, which even pushes it more forward than it should have been, I guess, between two people who probably shouldn't even be together, but they act like they're still like a couple anyway. Anyway, moving on. Not that I care, because I support it all. I'm saying I will be going and doing that. Hell no. Are you kidding? I don't have to. I'm not going to let it change me. Hell no. I will accept it and move on with my life. Yes. But I mean, technically speaking, the woman he actually fell in love with ultimately was Lucy. Not Nayu. And most of the damn time, one of the things that I forgot about was one of the things I didn't quite get was the height difference. Whenever it was Lucy, she was always taller. Whenever it was Nayu, she was just a little bit more shorter. And I forget the name of the dude that got his family murdered. Anyway, back to Canon. I'm sorry, I just kind of got sidetracked there talking about something. Anyway, so Canon is a show that had so many questions. I ain't kidding. You know? And it was very, very sad. I mean, both shows were sad, to be fair, but the difference is this one here wasn't as gruesome as Left and Lead. It was so sad because there was this fox. Remember I told you about this fox that put a spell on. And what it is that at the time you won't know this, but because he had to leave her when he was a kid, he didn't remember that at all. So eventually, he started to remember. And he started to barely remember the woman he actually had a crush on, which had nothing to do with the human form that the fox took on. So, anyway, I mean, what was the point of why they got married? I mean, I know it was one of her dreams or whatever, but that was ever since she took on the form of a human to understand things, for whatever reason. But it was like, okay, and then he had a crush that he was really in love with, and I didn't understand. I mean, that's a question of why even get married. I mean, what's that gonna do for you if you want to marry the woman you're actually in love with? You know what I mean? And I tell you what, though, questions be that as well. Like, what was the point of a lot of it going off camera where they just didn't do anything? Like, especially when, like, I can't remember her name now. Cressy or whatever. Jeez, I can't remember the name. I could just look it up. I am kind of being lazy because I can't remember shit. Let's just look up Canon. Oh, hell no, that did not just come up there. I don't know why that's there, and I don't really care. Naoki Minase, Mai Kawasami, Shiori Mizaki, Nishio Amano, Jun. Okay, those are actually names. I think. No. Sorori Makarata. What happened to Makoto? Anyway. Makoto, I guess, is not a part of the list. But, see, the one thing that makes no damn sense is the real one. The real Makoto Sawari. Sawatori, whatever the hell her name is. Actually shows up at the last bit of the show. And the difference is that she's not dying. I mean, of course she's gonna die, but let's not go there. So moving on, she shows up, and the thing that she said was, when you were so little, you were almost up to my armpit, and now you're towering above me. And I remember when the first time I sexually saw something about her being a slut because she married some dude. I mean, was she really in love with him or what? I don't know. But she exactly sounded the same and looked the same. The only difference, I mean, is the one that took on the human form. The only difference is that she was the very real Makoto that he used to have a crush on before she disappeared. I don't know what happened to her. And then, see, that's another thing that that brings up a good point. I don't know why she had disappeared. I just know that she was gone. That was it. It was just like the other Makoto, the one that was the fox. I mean, we kind of knew why. If you watch the show, you know why the fox has to disappear. But the other one, you don't know jack shit. You'll never know. The only thing is she'll tell you that, well, not tell you, but tell you, whatever. That's not really the point. But anyway, that she was no longer living with her family, her parents. And the craziest thing is, why was she there again? I mean, it's not like he was looking for a guidepost to get him through it all. To get all the way back to, what was her name? Yeah, Ayu. Ayu. That's what he called her when he was a kid. So she just Sugiyomi, whatever. So, and the saddest thing is that why she did the fox disappeared because she was dying. She took on human form, and she had to forget everything. She had to learn a lot of things, but she still wound up losing shit. She never could. She did kind of remember a little bit of things, but even then, she was dying. That was pretty fucking sad. I mean, really, it was. The whole show just looked a bunch of damn, excuse me, I guess he wasn't an adult, but whatever. He's damn near an adult, but, Anyway, and one of the things that they have in there is an ice cream that I don't think the United States actually has. They have stuff like that here, but it's not ice cream. I forget what it's called. I would say it's probably somewhere in Japan or China. I don't know. I'm no expert on it, but I do know that. As far as which country it is, I do know for a fact you won't find that kind of ice cream here in the United States. I mean, at least not anywhere in this United States. You might find some place that says China or whatever. You might find it there, but that's about it. Maybe. I'm not going to guarantee that though, because I don't go shopping towards something like that. But yes, there is an actual legit place that is kind of like that, but it's not the full entendre of the deal. Anyway, back to more questions about this show. I mean, literally, this show had left so much questioning that it's not even funny. Like, well, and you probably wouldn't even question it, but you probably would, like, what happened to his parents and all that. Yuichi's parents, you don't know. All you know and hear about them is the fact that he went to go live with his parents again when he went to go to regular school, and then he had summer school where his aunt is. Okay. Yeah. So basically, he said he wouldn't leave this time, and his whole thing was the whole story was, even though you're not aware of it, is he's correcting what he made, and he's bringing back people together, making more happier times for people. And I would say, in a way, yeah, he is a miracle worker. Sure, he can't go over there and cure diseases, but somehow or another he knew his aunt was going to make it. And it turned out to be true. You know, eventually. She did. Um, bad. I'm gonna put a hole in that. Put a hole in it anyway. So anyway, I mean, you know, the questions that I have about the show are gonna be, I forget what they're called now, but I mean, like, literally, they had so many questions, I ain't kidding. Like, what was the deal? Like, why couldn't we see the other one of them at the end there? Like, the aunt, the cousin. I mean, just one final time. And I guess you're probably wondering, did they get married? Well, they probably did. I don't know, but I don't know how it would affect them, since he actually married the fox that turned into a human. Yeah, I know it don't make no sense to you, but literally, I just don't know how well it would affect him. But apparently, he had so many damn women. It's not even funny. He had a sick woman. Finally got back together, and she was quite the young one. She didn't look that young, but she was still young enough, I guess. And so, moving on to the older sister, she was kind of interested in him, but he wasn't interested in her. Not at all. Sorry, Makasaka. Kaori. Kaori Masako, that's what her name was. You know. And, why aren't they showing the main character? Mr. Yuichi something, I don't remember his last name. You know, but, yeah, I still wonder what the hell happened to that one chick. I mean, the only time you'll ever see her is like through something to the beginning, you know, when they started doing it, the introduction thing, and they still kind of mention the fox woman. I say fox woman because it was a fox and turned into a human. But anyway, so moving on. The Merritt hardly ever mentioned his old crush, except for the fact that he barely remembered it when he started to remember about the fox that he had to take care of. And what he didn't know at the time, even though he tried to hide the fact that he had a fox until it got better, was that his aunt actually found out. Oh, oh boy! And she let it go. I mean, within a second, this woman will tell you yes. The thing is, the cousin was allergic to cats, but she loved cats. I mean, literally, she liked cats. And it was crazy. Like, they couldn't give her some kind of medicine or something so she could obviously take care of the cat. You know. But yeah, I mean, seriously, I mean, I don't remember half the questions I was going to say, but I do know that for a fact that when you consider canon, it's a good story, but it's very, very sad. It's just, I mean, for a lot of reasons. And the love story isn't that bad. I mean, even though it wasn't just about the love stories between, what, And this is actually a connection between, and I don't mean between the cousin and oh crap, not again. Don't you hate that when a prong's on something just gets all bent up? That's messed up. I mean, the prongs of something you're trying to put into like a charger. Anyway. So, yeah, I mean, between like Mikado, the fox, woman, lady, whatever the hell, and IU, even though her actual last name, I'm not sure, Sugiyumi, I guess. You'd think it would be Tsuyumi because they got a T in there. Always one of my questions is why even put it in there if it's so damn silent. It's kind of pointless. You could say it without the T being silent, Like Tsukiyomi. Oh shit. Why does it need to be in there? It serves no purpose. Like, seriously. And here's another thing, fun fact for you, if you ever listen to the song, the beginning, which is very interesting because it switches back and forth between doing the English version, which is kind of goodly translated for the most part. Some of it I'm not too sure on because I always have a bad mistake of not fully translating it. But anyway, when you see the Japanese version of it, which is what the originality of it is, it'll actually be shit. Seriously. With two T's. But they don't pronounce it that way. Oh no. I'm not kidding. And I don't mean the song is shit, I'm just saying, because in English, if you take away that all the way around it, out of there, it's shit. It's a sheet. I don't know. All I know is I got a hole in my bag, and that's not cool. Of bread, because of that damn cat. And I do know that, for a fact that we do have, I believe, what's it called? Still a lot of questions that should have never been left there. I mean, like, literally, what was the point of it? I mean, the thing is that in spite of that, it was a great show. I would highly recommend it. I mean, obviously you have to be mature enough, otherwise you won't go, oh God, what were they thinking? It's a damn show, move on. And you see those little two dots there between category and female characters? When I was growing up, long time there, I always thought it had to be separate. I don't know. But I guess not. So if you haven't noticed, I have been changing up a lot of things since then. So, and it's fine. I always thought it was that way. That's the reason why I did it a certain way. But either way, I mean, for a long time. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is, here are the main secondary characters who appear in the canon anime as a number. Beware of spoilers. The main character is Shuichi Azawa. Why would I... What? Hold on. Why would he be secondary? I know he was always the main character. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Never mind. Makoto Sawatori. Kuze. I don't remember who that was. Who the hell was Jun? It might have been that one dude. He actually has a recurring role as a weakling on. Oh God. There's actually a character that's kind of like. What is her name now? IU Tsukiyomi. The only thing is that's not her name in the show. And that's in Kanan. Not Kanan. the name of that damn thing? Let's go on to High Dive, because you know I ain't gonna go and say anything on their own like animation, because I might get a copyright for that, but I'm not. I know I ain't gonna get the right one for here. So if I go here, I should say. Okay. Yeah. I've seen this show before. I just kind of added it to it for whatever reason. Clannad, that's it. Clannad. Excuse me. Although that's the after story. Put, you know. It's basically season 2 of Clannad. It continues on. But the thing is they kind of have the same similar music the very first season does, believe it or not. Kind of sad part music, and it's kind of interesting. Season 2, not so much. It started off with a very boring, basic baseball game. I mean, you know, baseball is kind of boring in itself. No offense, but yeah, it is. And anyway, so yeah, I mean, literally speaking, of course. What was I bringing it up for? Yeah, okay, so anyway, the dude, he actually is it Kuze? John, but anyway. So he's a character. Yeah, what are the main previous index next category secrets. Oh, okay. Makoto, blah 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 blah. Okay. Motif. What in the hell? Now, see, they're not showing the woman who had another experience like he did with the box. So, what? Oh yeah, I just remembered there was another question that I had about this show, and it was why they mentioned the young one, the young Yuichi, when he wasn't even there. A few episodes they did that. It was not a main recurring role for every damn episode. So why? So, you know. Okay, you know, I don't know. I don't care about that. You know, they really shouldn't have called it the City of Snow when it has spring anyway. Okay, Kiko Minase. Yeah, that's his last name. Ayazawa, I guess. Oh God. So there you go. But yeah, I mean, you know, there was just so many questions I had for the show. You know, and I mean, literally, I didn't get it. I didn't get the marriage. I mean, I got why it was her dream, but what was the significant role of that when you've got a woman you're going to be, you know, having a tough time with trying to get married to? Of course, I guess, you know, technically speaking, there was no ring, but even so, they still got married for some reason. And it'd still be kind of hard. You know, Well, that's not hard. Yes, it still would be because technically and officially they got married. Wasn't anything special, but enough to say that, yeah, they're married, but are they really a couple? You know? You know, and the only one person, it was voiced by the same actress that did the original Makoto Sorority, whatever you name, sorority. I don't know. I can't say her name, but anyway, when the real one came back, the difference is that the Fox woman lady, they said her name was Makoto. They said the same last name, but it wasn't the same person anyway. Moving on. Oh. She would only do that when she was in that form. Otherwise, the original one wouldn't do that. So I don't know. You know, technically speaking, I would say that he didn't really need a guide, and she wasn't really a guide. She was just like a kind of a standing point to get him away from things for a little while, or kind of like a way to kind of let him kind of reflect upon things, even though he was already doing that, which makes no sense. So, in essence, I would say that the show is absolutely great. If in lead, it's debatable. I mean, you know, compared to canon anyway, canon, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it was a great show. Yeah, I mean, overall on its own, yeah. But I mean, it was just a lot of stuff. Just like, oh my god, what were they thinking? Hey, what are you doing? Ow. Meow. Yeah. Yes, I'm almost done. So yeah, basically, I guess you would say that I would give both of them recommendation, but the difference is you have to be mature enough, you know, and adult enough for love and lead. Canon, I would just say mature enough, definitely. Because I mean, literally, it's the you'll see disturbing images when you bring up elf and lead. Like, I am not kidding. Once you see this show on how the blood comes out, and if you bring up the images, or even before then, yeah, you'll see it like, oh my god, are you serious right now? And it's of characters, it's with other characters from other shows. They have nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with Elf and Lead. And I'm not kidding. You don't even have to look up that one word. But yeah, pretty much. Sorry I took so long, but yeah, I mean, literally, I just wanted to talk about mainly the questions and shit that I had about it. I mean, when I say talk about it, obviously, if you don't really know, or if you do, you know, whatever. Anyway, moving on. You know, it's just, I have no way to really answer that. I mean, I'm not going to look at some book, you know, because that ain't going to answer my question either. You know, I mean, sure, it might answer one question. I mean, like, is it possible that they got, you know, to the point at the end after he met up with her for the final time with Ayumi, which he meet up with Ayumi, and she got her body back, which made no sense, but okay. Anyway, it really when you think about that, that was completely left a blank. Like, when did she regain consciousness? I mean, I know that she was waiting for him for some reason, but the one thing that you'll never know, well, not even me, I mean, I guess it doesn't need to be. I don't know. But, like, she got her body back. She was able to live on. Happily ever after, I guess. You know. And as usual, Yuichi went back to being mean. He was being a nice guy, and then he went back to being mean. And it's so sad. I mean, literally, oh my God, you have got to see it, even with the about the big tree, because what happens there is so tragic. You know, and that's if you love anime and want to see a good love romance story that's not just about love. You know. Not something they're gonna shove down your throat like, "Ooh, look at that! They're going together and all that shit." At least they had the balls enough not to shove it down your throat. Like, "Ooh, look at that! They got together, ho ho ho!" And you ain't gonna get any, ha ha ha! Fucking loser. What were you thinking watching this shit? Huh? You think you were gonna get to the chance with her? No, it's gonna be this one dude, or this other chick, or some wall. Yeah, that's right. What? You think you were gonna be the one? Don't make me laugh, you fucking loser. I mean, seriously. That's the way a lot of shows do when they shove it down your throat. And I ain't kidding. I mean, probably I'd say more extremist than that. But the point is that, I mean, literally, they will shove it down your throat. And I ain't kidding. I hate that kind of shit. Like, literally. The one thing you'll never see about lesbians, technically, when they bring out just lesbians, is they don't shove it down your throat. And if they do, well, it's even rarer than seeing something that's with lesbians at all. I ain't kidding. You know, I ain't seen one at all where they actually shove it down your throat. But but I have seen where they shove it down your throat with these men and women all the damn time. Always about the man saving the woman. It's redundant. I mean, seriously. Why can't you just have a normal fucking movie or TV series with none of that bullshit, God. It's like, the only way that they care about it is like, oh, well, yeah, you like lesbians? Well, that's too damn bad. It's not because it's just for my entertainment or whatever. It's just that, hello. I mean, why should it be about men and women? I mean, man, I tell you what, it's like I said numerous times, I still believe that Star Trek, or rather the Federation would still happen, but you'd have gays and lesbians. Yeah, we'll still have our starships and whatnot. We might even have Gundams, for God's sakes, or mobile suits. The one thing we won't just have is straightism. Like everybody just gave that up. Like, nobody's gay. It's not easier to tell it that way. That's just stupid. You're just hiding the fact that you're a homophobe. Or that you're against people being gay and having a federation. I mean, seriously. That's what you're doing. You're being a homophobic person that doesn't like gays and lesbians. It's kind of like that ventriloquist bullshit about whether every time somebody brings up a soundboard, and they say they're fags and stuff like that. You don't know the meaning of what a faggot is, do you? Do you even know what idea what a fag is? You obviously don't know. Otherwise, you wouldn't say that shit. Yeah, I admit it that I might say shit like that to myself. I mean, once in a while, but I don't let it go on air. Okay, there's a difference. I mean, yeah, and it's not even that whether or not I shouldn't be saying it. It's the fact that I say it because at least I know the difference and enough to also know that I shouldn't be saying it out loud or to the whole fucking world. Where everybody can hear me like, oh, I'm gonna offend somebody. You know what the thing is? You're not gonna be offended because you won't know unless you're another. That's them right there, and you shouldn't be offended anyway. You're not there, so don't worry about it, okay? You. Seriously. Enough. I just want to be able to say the word, and I can. Nobody will ever know because I'm not going to put it on film. Ooh, I said the F word. Faggot. Anyway, I'm not gonna do that shit for reasons. Not just because someone's gonna get offended either. I don't give a shit about that. What I care about more importantly is like, okay, look. It depends on what's going on and everything. Like when I'm watching fun animation, some jealous asshole. Yeah, that's right. You know who you are, up there, in space. Always pausing the fucking internet every time I'm trying to watch fun animation. Jerk. Anyway. And I ain't against gays. I'm really not. And the tone of voice that they give them, they really are against faggots. I mean, they don't want faggots around their damn bill. What are you, stupid? I actually was bored out of my mind to listen to one with Dr. Phil. Now, I can get like a lot of things that Dr. Phil says, but I don't like the guy. I don't hate him, but I don't like him either. Reasons I won't go into. And I've never heard him say, I want you to be a gay woman. I don't know if he's ever said that or not, but whatever. If he did, he's wrong for saying that shit. What an asshole. And the fact is about all these damn Venturas, they always gotta repeat themselves every time they bring it on there, the same old bullshit, spamming that shit. It's so stupid. It really is. It's like putting a sock in the drawer and bringing it out, sock in the drawer, bringing it out, sock in the drawer, like really. Anyway, I better go. Sorry about this, but I gotta go. And, wow. I've been talking too damn long. Yay. Bye.